Hello teacher, today my groups in group 10 will introduce the chapter 5 and chapter 6. The chapter 5 is customer markets and buyer behaviors, and the chapter 6 is related to the business markets and business buyer behaviors. Okay, let's go first part in the chapter 5 is the model of customer behaviors. The model of customer behaviors relate to three steps. And the first stage is the environment. It includes the market stimuli, it is the products, price, place, and promotion, or the orders in economics, technology, social, or the culture. The next stage is the buyer platform. This includes buyer's characteristics and the buyer's decision process. And the final stage is buyer responses. The buyer responses relate to the buyer's attitude and preference. The purchase behavior is what the buyer buys, when, where, and how much, and the friends' engagement and relationships. Next is many factors relate to the customer behaviors. The first factor is the culture. Culture is the set of basic values, perceptions, wants, and behaviors learned by a member of society from the family and other important institutions. The subculture are the group of the people within the culture which share value system based on the common life experience and situations. The next is really important of the cultural factors. It measures social classes and the major American social classes. First, the measure as a combination of occupation, income, education, wealth, and other variables. The social classes are society relatively permanent and order division whose members share the similar value, interests, and behaviors. And major American social classes is upper class, middle class, working class, and the lower class. The next factor is the social factors. I will show you the group of the social factors. In the social factor, we have three groups. The first group is the membership of groups, group with the direct influence and to which a person belongs. The next group is aspirational groups. This group is groups an individual wishes to belong to. And the final groups is the reference groups, the groups that from comparisons or preference in the forming attitude or behaviors. The next factor is really important is personal factors. The personal factors surrounded by the occupations, lifestyle, personality, and economics. Occupation affects the goals and services bought by the customers. The lifestyle is the person's pattern of living as expressed in his or her psychographics. Personality refers to the unique psychological characteristics that distinguish a person or groups. And finally, economic situation include trend in the spending, personal income, saving, and interest rate. Okay, and the final is the really important factors is psychological factors is relate the motivations, perception, learning, and belief and attitude. These seven stages relate to the psychology factors. First is selective attention is the tendency for the people to screen out most of the information to which they are exposed. Most of the selective dis- distortions is the tendency for the people to interpret information in a way that will support what they already believe. Selective retention is the tendency to remember good points made about the brand they favor and forget good points made about the competing brands. Learning. Learning is change in an individual's behavior arising from experience. Belief is a descriptive thought that a person has about the something based on knowledge, opinion, or faith. And an attitude is to describe a person's relatively consistent evaluations, feeling, and a tendency towards an object or idea. And the final is really, really important is the motivations. The motivation research refers to the qualitative research designed to the prompt consumers' hidden subconscious motivations.
Okay, hi guys, we will discuss about types of buying decision behavior. Okay, there are four types of buying behavior decision. Okay, the first one is complex buying behavior. The next one is dissonance reducing buying behavior. And the third is habitual buying behavior. And the final is variety seeking buying behavior. So there are many types of buying decision behavior. Okay, we will move on to learn about the next sector. The next sector could be that the buyer decision process. There are three sectors in this slide. Okay, first of all is need recognition occurs when the buyer recognize a problem or need to be triggered by internal stimuli and external stimuli. Okay, next is evaluation of alternative, how the consumer processes information to arrive at brand choices. And maybe purchase decision. It means that the act by the consumer to buy the most referred brand. The purchase decision can be affected by attitude of order, unexpected situational factors. Okay, we will move on. In the next slide, I will give you more information about the buying decision process, post-purchase decision. Okay, customer satisfaction is a key to build a profitable relationship with consumer to keep enrolled consumer and react their customer lifetime value. The satisfaction or dissatisfaction that the consumer feels about the purchase. Okay, we will discuss about the relationship between consumer uh, consumer expectation product perceived performance. The lecture the gap between expectation and performance. The greater the consumer's dissatisfaction. Cognitive dissonance is the discomfort caused by post-purchase conflict. Okay, and now we will move on. Okay, in the next slide, it's just about the buyer decision process for new products. Okay, we have to mention the adoption process is important part of these stages because main, it is the mental process an individual wrote through from the first learning about innovation to the final regular use. Okay, I will give you the stages in this process include there are five stages. The first one awareness, interest, evaluation, trial, and the final is adoption. Okay, I see that's it for I see the end, the chapter 5. We will move on to discuss and elucidate more about the chapter 6. Okay, thank you for your time and your paying attention.
Hello everybody, today we will learn more about marketing beside customer companies also sell products to other businesses. Some organizations can not just sell the item directly to the final consumer, but they have to go through research wholesaler or retailer customer. That's why today take a look at business markets and business buyer behavior. There are five objectives that we need to understand for this business markets: the business buyer behavior, the business buyer decision process, engaging business buyer with digital and social marketing, that's it, and institutional and government markets. Nhiều hàng quá. First, we will talk about the business markets. That's a huge and is a more involvement of cash and item than in consumer markets. Involvement between a buyer and customer. So many people don't know what is the difference between the business markets and consumer markets. Actually, there are three main differences. The first one is market structure and demand. The second one is the nature of buying units, and the third one is a type of decision and the decision process involved. First, we will look at market structure and demand. There will be fewer buyers, but the account for most of the purchasing because large transaction for the business won't be easily affected by price changes of the supplies unless there is more demand for the business consumer product. There will be a derived demand from which business demand comes from the demand for consumer-related goods. There is just a little change in the consumer demand, there will be a huge change in the business demand because there are a lot of things that make up a consumer product. Then we will talk about the nature of buying units. A business which has usually involved more decision participant and more professional purchasing efforts because of the cost. That is why the company needs more well-trained and knowledgeable marketer to deal with the other businesses to benefit for their company. And finally, with the type of decision and the decision process, because of large amount of cash and technical and economical consideration, more complex buying decisions are involved, and this results in longer and formalized decision-making process. When the decision is made, sometimes supplier and the company are more dependent on each other, such as practice supplier development with build a strong close bond network with supplier or partner to maintain a reliable supply of product and material to sell or to use for other purposes of the companies. Next, I will talk about the business buyer behavior. So, what is this? Business buyer behavior can also be influenced just by final consumer behavior. The factors that impact them are the environment, marketing, and other stimuli the buying center, interpersonal and individual preference, and the buyer responses. There are three types of buying situation: strike, rebuild, rebuy, modify, rebuy, and new start. In the buying unit, it involves individual or group withdrawals that impact the buying decision. There are five rules in the process. User member who try out the product, the influencer member who affect decision provide information and alternative. Buyer member who make purchase select supply negotiate. Decider member who has a power to choose the final supplier. Just keeper members who control the flow of information. Moving on to the matrix influence that impacts the buyer environmental factor, the economy, technology, government restriction, competitors, culture, and customer organizational factor. Objective structure.
Today I will summarize the business buying process. There are 7 steps that I will define in this presentation. First is problem recognition, occur when someone in the company recognizes a problem or need, include internal stimuli, need for new product or production equipment, and external stimuli, ID from a trade show or advertising. So I have an example that helps us understand more about the business buying process. This example will follow until the end of my part. In this example, the marketing agency attend a trade show and see a new marketing automation platform being advertised. It is conceivable that the agency realizes the benefit of the marketing automation platform and potentially on-demand replacement of an existing system that failed to respond to the requested application. Next is general needs description. Describe the characteristic and quantity of the needed item. The broader specification, which describe the technical criteria. Next is supplier search. Involve compiling a list of qualified suppliers to find the best vendor. Proposal solicitation is the process of requesting proposal from qualified suppliers. Uh, Next is supplier selection, is when The buy-in center creates a list of desired supplier attributes and negotiates with preferred supplier for favorable terms and conditions. Next is order routine specification. Include the final order with the chosen supplier and list all of the specifications and terms of the purchase. And the last is performance review, involve a critique of supplier performance to the order routine specification. After the marketing automation platform is implemented and in use, the agency evaluates whether the platform is delivering the expected benefits. They track performance metrics such as campaign engagement rates, lead generation, and conversion rates to determine whether the platform is delivering the expected. If you find a problem during a review, then the process starts over again at a problem recognition.
Hello everyone, and now I will introduce to you guys about engaging business buyer with digital and social marketing. And in this part of my group presentation, we have two elements for that. But the first one is e-procurement and online purchasing, and the second one is B2B digital and social media marketing. And now we will move on with the first one, e-procurement and online purchasing. Advances in information technology have dramatically affected the way of the B2B buying process. Online purchasing, often called e-procurement, has grown rapidly in recent years. Virtually unknown 2 decades ago, online purchasing is standard procedure for most companies today. In turn, business marketer can connect with customer online to sell marketing information, sell products and services, provide customer support service, and maintain ongoing customer relationships. Company can do e-procurement in any of several ways. They can conduct reverse auction in which the purchasing request online and invite suppliers to bid for the business, or they can engage in online trading. Uh, which company work collectively to facilitate the trading process. Company also can conduct a procurement by setting up their own company buying style. And in response to business customer rapid shift towards online buying, today B2B marketer are now using a wide range of digital and social media marketing approach from the website, blog, mobile apps, email newsletter, and proprietary online network to mainstream social media such as Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Google, and Twitter to engage business customer and manage customer relationship. Anywhere, anytime, B2B digital and social media marketing is not just growing, it's exploding. Digital and social media marketing have rapidly become the new space for engaging business customer. Consider Max Light, the world leading container shipping and transport company, serving business customers through 374 offices in 160 countries. So, with how the institutional and government markets, we have both sides, that's institutional markets and government markets. Institutional and government markets constitute not-for-profit markets with the main objective of general welfare of people. Such markets are characterized by low budgets and participation. The institutional markets consist of school, hospital, nursing home, prison, and other institutions that provide goods and services to people in their care. Institutional differ from one another in their sponsor and their objectives. Companies serving institutional markets establish and maintain separate departments to meet the specific requirement. Government are the major and buyer of goods and services in all countries. Government organizations operated by government have a specified procedure with supplier, so follow. Supplier experience a number of items while dealing with government organization. Supplier require following formal procedure. The procedures may be time-consuming and supplier may face bureaucracy. Government adopt digital measure and adopt online buying to streamline the process, to shorten the time required, and to overcome a number of problems. Companies dealing with institutional and government markets should be aware about all the aspects to succeed in the long run and also contribute to the growth of institutional and government markets. So this is the end of my group presentation for the chapter 5 and chapter 6 of Principle of Marketing. We hope you have a fully information and knowledge about this topic. If you have any concern about the topic and about the two chapter of this video, you can contact with my team for the answer. Thank you so much.